I, Sara Zimmerman Duterte, do solemnly
Gusto ko tanggalin niya ba?
Vice President of the Philippines, preserve
Pero
and defend
hindi
its
po ito nagastos
execute
sa loob
its
ng
laws,
19
do
days
justice to every man,
kung hindi
and
11 days po.
consecrate myself to the service of the nation. So help me God.
During a demolition operation, City Mayor Sara Duterte repeatedly punched the sheriff of the Davao Regional Trial Court, Abe Andres, during the demolition. Duterte had asked for a 2-hour extension of the deadline to demolish shanties, but demolition teams pushed through with their operation. This then led to a scuffle between the residents and demolition teams, prompting a fuming Mayor Duterte to attack the sheriff.
Kontrolado man unta ma'am niya na may order ang sheriff na i-continue.
Sa sheriff.
Ipagita proteksyon na lang namong.
Dali, sir.
Over 200 houses were set to be demolished in the area based on a court order issued on June 23rd.
Much later.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Sara Zimmerman Duterte,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and conscientiously fulfill
that I will faithfully and conscientiously fulfill
my duties as Vice President of the Philippines,
my duties as Vice President of the Philippines,
preserve and defend its Constitution,
preserve and defend its Constitution,
execute its laws,
execute its laws,
do justice to every man,
do justice to every man,
and consecrate myself
to
the service of the nation.
to the service of the nation.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and all the best, Madam Vice President.
later.
State auditors say the Office of the Vice President under Sara Duterte failed to fully comply with procurement rules when it immediately opened satellite offices across the country. The Commission on Audit's 2022 annual audit report states the OVP resorted to quick purchases of items using the cash of its officers subject to reimbursement, which is not standard practice. Duterte launched satellite offices in Dagupan, Cebu, Tacloban, Zamboanga, Davao, and Tandag in Surigao del Sur on July 1, 2022, right after she was inaugurated as vice president. A spokesperson for Duterte says the offices were opened, quote, to assist individuals to access help and for swifter response in times of disasters. But COA says the OVP's non-compliance with standard and streamlined processes resulted in late reporting and recording of purchased property.
The Chair recognizes Senior Deputy Majority Leader Sandro
Yes,
Marcos.
in line with the long-standing tradition of giving the Office of the Vice President parliamentary courtesy, I move to terminate the budget of the Office of the Vice President.
I object,
We have
Madam
a motion
Chair.
duly seconded. We have a motion duly seconded for the termination of the budget of the presentation of the Office of the Vice President.
Madam Chair.
We have
We
a
object.
motion for the objection. The Chair now calls for the division of the House. Those who are in favor for the motion to terminate the discussion for the Office of the Vice President, please raise your hands. Secretariat is requested to please count the votes. We have 21 members of the Committee on Appropriations manifesting for the approval of the motion. The Chair declares for the motion to terminate the presentation of the budget approved.
Madam Chair, may we have a manifestation?
Let us
May I
proceed.
have a manifestation,
This Chair,
Madam Chair?
would like to turn over to Senior Vice Chair Estela Kimbo.
Madam Chair, may I manifest, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair, we have already suspended, we have terminated the presentation and the
Point of order, Madam Chair. May I explain my vote? Why I do not like that the budget hearing of the Office of the Vice President be terminated. I know we have the rights as a minority bloc, Madam Chair. So may we explain why we vote no?
With all due respect, this representation would like to request Honorable Castro to just please submit the manifestation to the Committee on Appropriations.
Madam Chair. So,
and the
can I
budget
have the floor,
presentation
Madam
has already
Chair?
been terminated. So, we would like to
So, Madam
request
Chair, hindi
Her
natin
Honor
ito
to submit the
inaasahan.
presentation.
Madam Chair, yung ganitong
And once
proceedings.
again, this budget briefing is
At meron
suspended.
po tayong meron po tayong issue na dapat na pakinggan ng ating taong bayan at masagot ng Office of the Vice President. So, Madam Chair, kaya talagang kailangan maipaliwanag itong 125 million. At sinabi naman sa statement ni Vice President Duterte na mag-explain. So, Madam Chair, I have the right to explain why I voted no. Kailangan malaman itong 125 million na not confidential fund pero ginastos ng Office of the Vice President at kung saan
Few moments later.
Madam Vice President, during the 6 years of your term, ano yung ipo-pursue nyo na primary mandates ng inyong opisina?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, Yusek Lopez will answer the question.
Mr. Chair, Madam Vice President, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
Tungkol po, sorry, Chief of Staff. Mr. Chair, it's a general question kung anong primary mandates ang ipo-pursue ni VP during the 6 years of her term. So kung maaari po si VP ang sumagot.
Yes,
Mr.
okay.
Chair.
Yes,
Salamat tayo.
Yes, there will be only two permanent projects that we will leave in the Office of the Vice President. One is the permanent office and residence of the future vice presidents. The second is the vice president's museum. And yes, that's two. And then the third is the omnibus law about the charter of the Office of the Vice President. So that's three.
Salamat kayo, Madam VP. But I was asking po about primary mandates of your office. Ito po, I understand 2 or 3 permanent projects, yung permanent office, yung VP's museum, tsaka yung omnibus law or charter governing the Office of the Vice President. Pero in terms of your office itself, ano yung primary mandates that you will seek to achieve as the Vice President, Mr. Chair?
The strategic direction is to institutionalize and implement socioeconomic services and key programs towards nation building in support of the 8-point socioeconomic agenda of the Office of the President and his direction and mandate of Bagong Pilipinas.
At least initially, nakikita ko yung primary mandates ng office nyo in support of the mandates and the programs of the Office of the President. I hope, Mr. Chair, dahil pangalawang taon na ito ng panunungkulan ni VP, at least in the next budget hearings, we can hear more specific and distinct mandates of the OVP kaysa lamang in support of yung mandates ng OP. Ngayon naman po, Madam VP, Mr. Chair, the Office of the Vice President has been allocated confidential funds amounting to 500 million pesos. According to Joint Circular Number 2015-01 issued by the COA, DBM, DILG, CGC, GCG, and DND, confidential funds refer to those expenses related to surveillance activities in civilian government agencies that are intended to support the mandate or operations of that agency. So, una pong tanong dito, Madam Vice President, which mandates of the Office of the Vice President will be supported by the aforementioned allocation of the confidential funds, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, all of the projects of the Office of the Vice President use the confidential funds that is intended for the safe, secure, and successful implementations of programs, projects, and activities and engagements of me and all the satellite offices, including the central office of the Office of the Vice President.
Salamat kayo, Madam VP. Kanina po sabi nyo yung primary mandates ng office nyo in the next 6 years would be in support of the primary mandates of the OP. So, alin po sa mga primary mandates na yon, as you conceive them in support of the primary mandates of the OP, alin sa mga primary mandates na yon ang masusuportahan or specifically gagastusan ng confidential funds na i-allocate ng Kongreso sa office nyo?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, the constitutional mandate of the Office of the Vice President is only to be a reserve, a bench warmer, in the event of, I do not want to mention it, but in the event that the President cannot discharge his functions, that is the constitutional mandate of the Office of the Vice President. Apart from that, all the other projects of the Office of the Programs, Projects, and Activities of the Office of the Vice President will depend largely on the decision and discretion of the incumbent elected Vice President. So for my term, we decided on 3 permanent projects: the charter, the museum, and the permanent office and residence of the Office of the Vice President. And then we took on the projects that made the most impact when I was mayor of Davao City. These are the entrepreneurship program, the peace building in communities, the Pagbabago advocacy campaign. We added the Pagbabago A Million Trees for in support of the mandate of the DNR. And then we have the Pansarap program in support of the Department of Health and the Department of Education. And then we created the Disaster Operations Center in support of NDRIMC and all those local governments who are asking for help from the Office of the Vice President when there are calamities or emergencies in their localities. And the buses donated to me, I lent to the Office of the Vice President to support the Libreng Sakay program of the national government. And in addition to that, I was tasked by the President to co-chair the National Task Force on Ending Local Communist NTF-ELCAC. And in addition to that, I also took on the role of President of the Southeast Asian Ministers, Education Ministers Organization, SIMEO. And all of these activities use confidential funds.
Mr. Chair, Madam Vice President, so nasagot nyo na yung follow-up question ko. Kung ibig nyo pong sabihin, lahat nito, bawat isa sa mga ito, gagastusan ng confidential funds ng opisina nyo?
Yes. Mainly, the confidential funds, as I said, is for the safe, secure, and successful implementations of the programs, projects, and activities and engagements of the Office of the Vice President.
Furthermore, the joint circular I cited provides that confidential funds can only be used for a limited range of purposes, such as the rental of transport activities related to confidential activities. So in broad terms po, saang mga activities na enumerated sa joint circular gagamitin yung confidential funds? Just to refresh our memory, dun po sa 2015 joint resolution na yon, confidential funds can only be used for the following expenses: purchase of information necessary for the formulation and implementation of programs, activities, and projects relevant to national security and peace and order, rental of transport vehicles related to confidential activities, rentals and the incidental expenses related to the maintenance of safe houses, purchase or rentals of supplies, materials, and equipment for confidential operations that cannot be done through regular procedures without compromising the information gathering activity concerned, payment of rewards to informers, and uncovering and preventing illegal activities that pose a clear and present danger to agency personnel or property or other facilities and resources under the agency protection, done in coordination with appropriate law enforcement agencies. Different mandates. And kanina, nilista nyo na po yung iba't ibang mandates ng OVP. Meron din pong klarong at complementary mandate ang intelligence community ng gobyerno sa ating bansa. And as I had been saying since last year's budget debates, we should leave intelligence to the experts, just as we leave education to the DepEd and we leave the mandates of the OVP to the OVP. And I'm glad na marinig tungkol sa coordination sa PNP at AFP dahil sila yung dalawa sa primary na halimbawa na may expertise sa Intel at may mandate sa Intel at gumaganap ng ganyang mga mandates in coordination with civilian agencies, including the OVP. And I look forward also, Mr. Chair, dun sa mga sagot tungkol sa HUMINT at CGINT na gagamitin either ng OVP or OVP in coordination with PNP and AFP. Again, isang konkretong halimbawa na yung primary mandates para sa intelligence cycle, yung buong intelligence cycle ay nakalodge dun sa intelligence agencies, including in the armed services ng ating gobyerno. At yung OVP, kahit through the VP-SPG, ay pumapasok dun sa endpoint nung cycle na yon, paggamit ng intelligence. Dun nga sa sinabi ninyo na pag-adjust ayon sa recommendations ng VP-SPG. Just returning again to one of my original points since last year na iwan natin ang intelligence sa experts dun sa intelligence agencies ng gobyerno in the same way na yung mga civilian agencies ng gobyerno, whether OVP itself or kahit DepEd, ay kumbaga shop nila yung kanilang mandates at yung kanilang expertise. Nag-share or mag-share ang OVP ng information na nakolekta ninyo sa AFP at PNP. Again, because it makes the point na sila talaga yung primary na may mandato talaga, not any other civilian agency. Sila talaga ang kasama sa may mandato sa Intel work. Lastly, just to make of record also, continuing from yung pagbanggit ko sa 2015 joint resolution na what the confidential funds may only be used for, nakasulat din dun sa 2015 joint resolution na confidential and intelligence funds cannot be used for salaries, wages, overtime, additional compensation, allowance, or other fringe benefits of officials and employees who are employed by the government in whatever capacity or elected officials except when authorized by law. Confi and Intel funds cannot be used for representation, consultancy fees, or entertainment expenses, or construction or acquisition of buildings or housing structures. So, dagang salamat, Madam VP. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. I'll pursue in plenary periods of interpellation and amendments. One of my main subjects of debate with the OVP na yung Confi and Intel funds mas properly lodged talaga dun sa ibang line items ng opisina mismo o sa mga intelligence agencies talaga ng ating gobyerno na ginagawa itong mga mandates nito even for the civilian agencies and offices and departments like the OVP. Salamat, Mr.
Thank you very much, Deputy
At salamat kay
Minority
Minority Leader
and Vice Chair Risa.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Yes.
Vice President.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, The Office of the Vice President can only propose the use of confidential funds based on Joint Circular 2015-01, but we leave it to the decision and discretion of the members of Congress who has the power of the purse to decide whether to grant confidential funds to our office. We can only propose, but we are not insisting. We can live without confidential funds. But of course, our work will be much easier if we have the flexibility of confidential funds in monitoring the safe, secure, and successful implementations of the programs, projects, and activities of the Office of the Vice President. Thank you.
Eventually,